Over the past few months, I've spent around $25,000 testing lead forms with text verification. And if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you know that I'm not a fan of lead forms, guys. I hate them. They've been absolutely terrible. They are terrible quality. All the things about lead forms that I've ever said, if you've ever watched this channel, might change today because I'm going to go through why I've chosen to spend this much money in lead forms over the past few months. And I'm going to show you how to set one up yourself so that you can actually generate good quality leads directly inside Facebook without having to set up a landing page. Is this blasphemy? Maybe, but let's jump into the video and see what we can do here, guys. And as always, guys, if you want to learn how to generate high quality leads and sell them for a profit, join Leadbase Pro. It's $99 a month. You get access to this massive course where we show you exactly how to get clients using 3 different methods, exactly how to generate leads, exactly how to sell those leads, how to use AI to bolster your business. You get access to multiple weekly calls with myself and my business partner, as well as other coaches that we bring on that are doing hundreds of leads per day in sales. So you're going to want to join Leadbase Pro instead of spending $10,000 on that other guru's course because it's only $99 frickin' dollars. So you have nothing to lose, guys, and you can cancel anytime. I'll see you in there, okay? All right, guys. So there's a few caveats with this lead form stuff here. This is one of our accounts that we're selling leads in. This right here is some landing page leads that stop tracking. So this lead cost isn't right. But if we look at the lead form here, we generated around 200 leads for $84 a lead. This is in the B2B space. So this cost per lead is actually pretty solid. It's in Canadian dollars. So around 60 US, I'd say. And we've just been seeing success with this. And so I think depending on the niche you're in, you might see more success with lead forms. If you're in a niche with, very clickbaity or people who want like a free lunch type of thing, you might struggle with low quality leads on your lead form, but I'm going to show you how you can maybe combat some of that stuff in this video. We've just, like I said, we've been seeing success. Our booking rate on these leads is around 65 to 70%, which seems insane. It's very good. That is subtracting some of the like non-qualified leads that come in. But overall, this is crushing from just a pure ROI perspective. And so I'm happily running these lead form leads along with running some landing page stuff. And we're on Google and running on other platforms as well. But I just wanted to share with you guys the success that we're seeing here on lead forms. And so I'll go ahead and set one up for you guys so you can see exactly what I would do to at least try to really, again, focus on quality with these lead forms, because a lot of times you can get leads for much cheaper on lead forms, but your clients end up firing you because you send them lead form leads, you make a bunch of profit on the first order, but the quality is terrible, and we don't want that. In fact, I remember my first ever client in the timeshare cancellation space, actually was technically my second client. I sold them 100 leads at $40 a lead or something like that, and I went and got them for like $8 on lead forms. I'm like, I am going to be rich. And right off the bat, they're like, these are garbage. These are the worst leads we've ever seen in our life. Never talk to us again. And so that didn't go over very well. And I learned my lesson that I needed to move to a landing page. But Facebook has come a long way since, 6 years ago when that happened. Maybe 7 years ago. I'm getting old. Is it 8 years ago? I don't even know now, guys. That was like 2018. It's 2026. That is insane. I'm an old fart. I just turned 33. So I'm getting old, guys. 33 years old. Anyways, we want to make sure that we get high quality leads. I'm going to turn off this page likes campaign from another video. And so how can we do that? We are going to set up a lead form campaign here. I'm just going to use one of our brands as an example here. We're going to use Adset budget. And in this case, I'm just going to select this because just for the purpose of this video, if you're in anything to do with like monthly payments or finance or anything at all, even if it's like monthly payments on a roof or solar, I still select this. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and select special category. Let's do mortgage for this one. Again, if you guys don't know the model that is behind our business, we generate leads on Meta, Google, anywhere where we can get a lead for less than we sell it for. So if I can generate a lead on Meta for $25 in the mortgage space, or refinance or home equity line of credit, and I can sell it for $50, that's what I'll do. I'll go and do that 1,000 times over every month. And that's how we make our money. We generate leads for 25, we sell them for 50. We generate leads for 50, we sell them for 100. And we go out and get clients using LinkedIn, cold email, and Facebook ads. And that's how we've gotten all of our clients. And they pay us up front for these orders as well. So they pay for between 50 and 500 leads at a time. And then we deliver those leads to them. We ensure that the quality is there and that they're making ROI on the deals. That's literally the basics of a lead generation business. Okay. So if I was in mortgage, which I am dipping my toe more into mortgage recently, let's go with mortgage refi. Okay. So I'm in mortgage refi. We're going to go for instant forms. Do they force you to do that? Single. We want single. I've heard of some people having success using website and instant forms, or instant forms and messenger. I've still had the most success keeping them separate, just so I can optimize things and have more control. I'm just going to leave our demo page on there, but you would have your mortgage page, so Mortgage Monkey or something like that you've created, and we're going to maximize the number of leads. I'm going to keep off dynamic creative, and we like to use a strategy where we run one ad per ad set when we're really initially testing things. You can learn about that on the channel or more in Leadbase Pro, but in this case, I'm just going to show you an example of the actual lead form. So I'm going to set up a very simple ad here, daily budget. We'll just run this in Canada. That's where I am. I don't know what that accent was. It's supposed to like be me trying to do a Canadian accent that I already have and that you've been listening to this whole video. Okay there, bud? All right, Vantage Plus. I'm just gonna leave this all. I really wanna show you specifically the setup of the lead form in this video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set up a brand new form here. Yeah, and so you have to be very careful. This is, I guess, another big drawback of lead forms. You can't ask for any questions that would discriminate. So you can't ask for address and try and target certain addresses. You can't ask any personal questions when it comes to financial stuff. So in this case, it's good I'm talking about in this video, but this would be a case where a landing page is probably going to be your best bet, just because we do want to ask, obviously, like credit score information and stuff like that to our leads, and we have to do that off of Facebook. But again, for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to go ahead and set one up here. I'm just going to call it refi. And I'm going to go for more volume. You could go higher intent if you want. That's going to put a, oh, that's where you select this. Interesting. They've also moved this around on me a few times, but we need to go higher intent regardless, because we want to have leads verify their phone number with one-time passcode. That is a huge step that will help us eliminate a lot of the spam that could come through here. I haven't tried a ton of rich creative. That's something I actually think I'm going to test pretty soon here. I literally just went into my project management app and said, test rich creative, because I haven't tested that in a long time. Okay, so we're going to get our leads to verify. We're going to keep this, with sharing settings, I like to keep the lead form open. It just allows people to share the form with their friend if they wanted to, because why not? Why not have organic stuff coming in? And we'll just leave this optimized. It'll tailor the form to each person. Actually, I'm gonna put that manual. Background image can be removed. Yeah, I mean, just leave it as is, Facebook. Come on, man. What I like to do is kind of think of this as a landing page. Obviously, we can't really split test this, but if we keep this very simple, usually it works out pretty well. So the premise of this is, do you qualify for X? That's what I want to have here. I don't just want to say get your free quote or, learn more. I still want them to have a reason to go through this form. And so it's, do you qualify for X, my offer? So if my ad says, did you know that there are lower rates available because the government just dropped rates? See how much you could drop your payment by clicking below. I would say, see if you qualify to reduce your mortgage payment with new, okay, that won't fit. See if you qualify to reduce your mortgage payment, your monthly mortgage payment. Rates, and then I don't want to do too much selling here, but I want to encourage people to fill out the form, okay? So I would probably capitalize this, but again, for the purpose of the video, I'm going to kind of fly through this, guys. Rates just dropped again. See if you qualify to reduce your monthly mortgage payment and even take equity out of your home by providing some basic info below. We ask for this info to ensure we don't waste your time. How do I say that again? I usually kind of say something like, hey, like, we want to make sure we're busy. We don't want to waste your time as long as you respect ours, kind of thing. We want them to have kind of some skin in the game a little bit here. We can't help everyone, and the questions below just ensure we don't waste your time and vice versa. Sound fair? So just a quick little blurb. Again, rates dropped again. See if you qualify for X, keeping it really simple here. And then with mortgage, I'm going to be a little bit limited here on what I can do. I like to take out full name, and I like to go first name, last name. It just works better with CRMs, and you run into less issues than having first and last together. We like to put things in order of how easy they are to answer. First name, last name, easiest. Next is email, then phone number. We're going to be pretty limited here, like I said. I mean, you could go like province. That's probably going to be relevant. And then demographic, work title. I mean, we could ask their company information, but that's going to be pretty useless in this niche. So that's okay. We're going to stick with this. We've got a bit of information here. We could ask specific questions here. Or no, we can't even ask more questions. Oh yeah, we can. We can ask more questions here, but we have to be very careful doing this. And in most cases, if I'm in a financial category, I try to avoid asking questions, because if you ask anything that Facebook doesn't like, it'll just shut down your ad very quickly. Please provide some basic info to get started. Okay. So yeah, you could ask, I'm trying to think of what would be safe. You can't ask credit score, can't ask where they live. You really can't ask much about them. The question I would ask is, when did you purchase your house or refinance your mortgage? And that'll get dinged instantly. So again, in this case, mortgage, it's probably going to make sense to move to a landing page. So maybe it's a bad example. But if you're in something like, life insurance usually is a little bit easier here. Home services can be a lot easier. B2B can be easier. That's what we're running in right now. So there's a lot of cases where lead forms can work. And even in this case, like, you could run your initial testing with this information here, and then you could follow up with people and get their credit scores afterwards. We'll talk about that on the end screen here. You're gonna need a privacy policy link. You can go to like Google privacy policy generator. It can generate you like a link that will host your privacy policy. You can plug that in very easily. There's a review screen, that's fine. And then what I like to do here is step 1 is complete. Step 2 is below. So by the way, the review screen would have had them confirm their phone number. So we know this is a real human now, which again is a huge upgrade. So step 1 is complete, step 2 is below. Now is where we get them to do something. So what we could do is have them chat with us on Messenger, and that's maybe where we could ask like, hey, by the way, what's your credit score? We just need to know this so we can get an estimate of your rate, for example. So you can start a conversation on Messenger, you could start a conversation on WhatsApp, and you need to connect your WhatsApp, obviously, or you can try and have them call you or go to a booking page. So step 2 is to book. You could actually say I wonder if Facebook will ding this. Step 2 is to message us on Facebook Messenger. This is actually a good idea. It's a good idea, guys. There we will send you your best rate. And then in that message, they're going to be like, hey, what's my rate? And you'll be like, hey, I actually just need to confirm just a few things before we can get you that rate. You could take this as far as you want with like ManyChat or something. You could give them kind of some rates that are out there, check the legality of that. Or you can just say, hey, I'm going to actually need someone to call you, where they can confirm just a few more questions and they can give you that rate on the phone right away. We're not going to waste your time, and just try and encourage them to get on the phone call with the client. Another way to do it. But basically every step in the form, we want them to take the next step. That's why at the start we say, see if you qualify for X, and then step 1 is complete. Step 2 is, chat with us on Messenger or book an appointment or whatever it is. With mortgage rates, I would say if you can do something that's somewhat automated to start here, like message us on Facebook and then automate some data collection on there, I think that could be a really good way to utilize lead forms and get around the financial category. Hopefully this video is helpful. In any case, we like to start with lead forms. It's a great way to test. It's very easy to get up very quickly, as obviously you can tell right here, before moving to a landing page. If you go right to a landing page, it's super extensive with a massive quiz. You don't get any leads, you're not going to know what's wrong. So I like to start with something simple like this so I can verify my creatives are working, and then I can move to a landing page. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you've had good or bad experiences with lead forms recently. I think for certain niches, they can definitely work. Maybe not for all niches, but I'll be doing some testing of my own this year. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, let me know what you think about lead forms. If you hate them or love them, see you in the next one. Bye.